right? Laura needs to put a mesh around 2 seedbeds to protect her seedlings. Altogether, she uses 60 meters of mesh, right? So this first seedbed here would be 60 meters. No, the perimeter of this seedbed plus the perimeter of that seedbed would be 60 meters. Everybody good there? Right, so we go in. The width of the rectangular seedbed is X. That's the width. The length of the rectangular seedbed is 3X. Cool? Then this one is Y. So that means if it's a square, what all the lengths would be? Y, 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 Y. Everybody good there? Right. So using the information given above, derive a simplified expression for Y in terms of X. We want Y in terms of X, right? Y in terms of X. So the only information that is given that we can form an equation with is what? Who could tell me why? Anybody? What's the only information we can actually form an equation with? The rectangle, the perimeter of the rectangle plus the perimeter of the square is equal to 60. Excellent, Zaria. Right? How we get the perimeter of this rectangle, boy? Let me go. Call it out. What we add in? The perimeter of the rectangle. 3x plus. Right, so here's 3x also. What is? What is? X. So we have 3x plus x plus 3x plus x. Everybody good there? Plus, what am I adding? What is the perimeter of the square? Here's y, and here's y. So it would be 4y. Everybody good there? Talk to me now. Dimitri, you sure you catch that? Right, there we go. I put 4y because it's y plus. Oh, good look, people waiting to come in by. Hold on. How come I didn't hear that way? Right, 4 people. Right. So this will be equal to what is the length of the mesh? Because all your truth and fact is these things are wire meshes. So it's like some wire mesh here. Right, boom, bang, 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 going all the way around, right? Wire mesh going all the way around. All the way around is mesh. All right, everybody catch it? That's what's going on there. So the mesh from here plus the mesh from here is equal to how much? What's the total? 60. Right? So they want you to express y in terms of x. So what am I making the subject of the formula here, guys? If it's y in terms of x, y. I want y in terms of x, it means y is equal to something. But let me simplify the x's. When I add up all these x's, what would I get? 4x? 3x plus 1x is 4x. 4x, 3x is 7x. 7x plus 1x is 8x. Antonio?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I just want to make sure you make it home in time.
Yeah.
Right, nice. So plus 4y is equal to how much? 60, boom. But I want y in terms of x, right? Meaning that y must be the subject. What am I moving first? If I want y alone to be on the left-hand side, what would I move first?
Move 8x.
Now we don't need to move the 4y. No. 8x. When we move 8x here, what are we doing with it? So 4y is equal to 60 minus 8x, right? What do we do next? Move the 4. When I move 4 here, what do I do with it? Right, so it'll be 60 minus 8x divided by 4. Everybody good there? What does that mean? What am I dividing the 4 by? The 60 alone? The 60 and the 8x. So this will be equal to, that's right. And now some of these steps y'all could leave out, right? But I put in all these steps. So it'll be 60 over 4 minus 8x over 4. Talk to me. Y will be equal to 60 divided by 4 would be what?
15.
15 minus 8x divided by 4 is 2x. So this is how, they're doing something next door. This is how I express y in terms of x for number 2a, part 1. Write it down if you need to quick. Running back through it, right? The area of the rectangle would be, I want to show you all it, right? It's length multiplied by width, which will be 3x multiplied by x. 3x multiplied by x would give me 3x squared. And then y by y would give me y squared, right? Everybody good there? Y squared. Y by y is y squared. Now the question said the area of the rectangle is equal to the area of the square. So I'm simply going to put 3x squared is equal to y. Tell me if all good here. Right? That's the information they gave us. Now they said, use the information in your answer for A and write down a quadratic expression in terms of x to show that it simplifies to x squared minus 60x plus 225, right? So you want to use the answer in A. What did we get in A? Y was equal to what? Sorry, this is y squared. Y was equal to what? So 3x squared would be 15 minus 2x to the power of 2. 3x squared is equal to this squared because it's y squared. Now, I come back here, I need to work it separately. Just training you all how to utilize a spacer. So this will be y, no, not y. We know that 15 minus 2x to the power of 2 is going to be 15 minus 2x by 15 minus 2x. Everybody good there? Right? Now, what are we multiplying? 15 multiplied by? And then 15 multiplied by? So let me do that multiplication. 15 by 15 is? 225. And then 15 by 2x would give me? 15 by 2x would be? Negative 30x. Then we go in here now. Negative 2 by 15 will give me negative 30x. And then negative 2 by 2x will give me a negative by negative is a. And then 2 by 2 is x by x is. Right? Let me draw a little. Right. So, okay, now wait. That was our next working. Right? Now, I need to take this to simplify further. This will be 225. Negative 30 minus 30x would give me negative 60x plus 4x squared, right? I'm going to take this now and replace here. So this will be 360. 60x, right? So 60x minus 225 is equal to 0. I don't know space here, boy. Yeah, I find this was a lot. I find this was a lot for 2 marks this year. And this will be equal to 0. So here what I find of recently, I find CXC is starting to ask long questions of plenty marks. And for a little bit of marks, sorry. A little. So this was the answer here for part 1. For part 2, A is equal to 1 because the coefficient of x squared is 1. B is equal to negative 60 because the coefficient of x is negative 60. And C is the number that is by itself. Right? So let's solve this equation using the quadratic. Right? Gonna start it. So we have x is equal to negative, what is B? Negative 60 plus or minus the square root of negative 60 squared minus 4 by 1 by 225. All over 2 by 1. So there we go. X would be equal to a negative, and a negative is a positive. So it will be positive 60 plus or minus the square root of what? Anybody work out what is underneath there? Which is? 864. 864, you sure? This is negative 60 squared, eh? Negative 60 squared. Where you get? 3,600 minus 4 multiplied by 225. Where you get there? Where you get there, Bishop? Where you get? Everybody online got it? Rihanna, what you get in here?
So I never work it out yet.
2,700, 2,700, right? Over 2 by 1 is 2. So we're branching off into two answers, right? One with minus, one with plus. So x will be equal to 60 plus square root 2,700 divided by 2. So work out the top first, then press equal, then divide by 2, right? And then here, x will be equal to 60 minus square root of 2,700 all over 2. Right, give my value for x up here. What you get? 55.98. Somebody second that. Work on
Yes,
the
sir.
top.
Yeah, for that one.
Right, and underneath as well. 4.02. Somebody second this also. Hey, you got that? Somebody had a second this, no? Good. All right. So we found two values of x, but then they asked us to calculate the area of the two seabeds. But we have two values of x. We have x is equal to 55.98, and we have x is equal to 4.02. Right? So look at what's going on here. If I look at the value of y, right, which is to the square, y is equal to 15 minus 2 by x. So when I use this value here, it will be y is equal to 15 minus 2 by 55.98. Tell me again here. And then I'll use y on the side also. Y is equal to 15 minus 2 by 4.02. All right? Tell me what you're getting for both. What you're getting here? Y is equal to, come, we had to type faster than that. We had to calculate faster than that. What we getting? Talk to me. 96.96 to here? Negative.
Yeah, negative.
And what across here? So by the way, while she calculating that here, could you have a negative length? They say the length of the square is negative. So this is not possible. And what here is? 6.96. All right? You sure?
Yes, I get that.
Right, you get that also, right? So we're not using this value of x, we're only using this value, right? Because we get a positive value for y. Now, if I want the total area of the two seabeds, I have an equation for the total area of the two seabeds. It's okay. Did we find? No, we didn't write the total area. So we got to work them out separately, buddy. All right, let me go. So we go and work them out now. So total area. What's the area of? Let's find the area of the rectangle. The area of the rectangle was equal to 3x multiplied by x, which is equal to 3 by, remember we're using this value for x here. We're not using this one. This one is not possible. Not possible. So let me go. It will be 3 by x. X is 4.02 multiplied by x, which is 4.02. What you getting for the area of the rectangle? And we'll work out the area of square here one time, which will be y, which is 6.9. This is equal to 6.9 multiply. Let me put y multiplied by y so you will see. 6.9 multiply y multiplied by y, right? That's the area of the square. Y multiplied by y, side by side, which will be 6.9 multiplied by 6.9. Somebody give me the area for this one. What's the area of the rectangle? 48.48. right? You're supposed to get the same thing here too. 6.9 multiplied by 6.9 might just differ by a point because remember they said the area of the rectangle is equal to the area of the square. What again here? 47.61. So check it and make sure. So the little off here will be with the decimals, all right? With the decimals. So they're supposed to be equal. But we put in what we get, right? 40. Where you get 40 what?
40.
Like put 6.96. 6.96. I want to put 6.96. 6.96 multiplied by 6.96. And tell me where you get it. 48.44. Right? So you see, didn't differ by much. Okay? So these would be my areas for the square and the rectangle. Right? Remember, y was 6.96. So now we're going to have the total area. Total area would be equal to, you can put 48.48 multiplied by 2 because it's supposed to be the total area. Our differ was because of our decimals that we approximated, right? Where again for this? 96.96. Did they give us a measure for this? Was it centimeters, anything so?
Meters.
Meters, so it would be meters squared. All here would be meters squared. Right? So let's just go through it. I'll give you all a hint, then you all will try it, right? So a vertical flagpole stands horizontal, on horizontal ground, and is held by two groups, PG and PR, as shown in diagram below. So PG is 18, and they give you FR, which is underneath here, that is 9.7, and they give you this angle as 38 degrees. So they want you to find the height of the flagpole. So straight off the back, let's focus on the triangle to the left. What this length would be? PG, hypotenuse, right? Okay? And this side, which is what they want to find, is my what side? Opposite. Which formula uses opposite and hypotenuse? Sine. So we use it sine. So sine of the angle theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So come on, let's look.
Generally, height of flagpole, FP.
Which is FP, yes. So you're trying to find FP. So come on, let's look. I'll give you all 1 minute to try. Sine of theta, theta being the angle. What's the angle here, my children? So sine 38 is equal to opposite. What's the opposite side? FP. That's what we're trying to find, right? So FP over the hypotenuse. What's the hypotenuse here, my children? 18, right? Let's go. 18. So what do we do with the 18 when we bring it here? Huh? Multiply. Opposite of divide is multiply. Excellent online. So 18 divided by sine 38 would give me what FP is, right?
Divide.
Not divide, multiply. I just say multiply and I divide. All right. So let's go.
I got 14.
Make sure your camera is on degrees, eh?
I got 14.18.
14.18. Somebody had a second this.
It's changing. It's not on degrees I am.
I gave that money.
11 point.
It's on
It should.
GRE.
That's all. You change it for now.
It's on
11 point, what again? 11.0. Right, Chiffon, you get that too?
Nice, I get that too.
Right, and this will be meters. 11.08 meters is equal to FP. Right, that's my flag pole. You get it? Right, so everybody have this. Let me see what they're asking us for next. They want PR next. Find PR, the length of one of the pieces of rope used to hold the flagpole. So points to note, we want we want PR, which is here. We want PR. We just found opposite. Let me erase this and put what opposite was. We just bound here to be 14 point, no, not 14. That was the first thing. The first thing y'all told me was 14 point something. What is 11 point? Right, meters. So find that length, please. Right, let's go. Pythagoras system, right? Which side we want to find here for this triangle that we are looking at? The triangle on the right. What is this side we want to find? Now remember, if here is 90 degrees, here will be 90 degrees also. So this is also a angle triangle. So we're going to use Pythagoras system. What are we trying to find here? Hypotenuse. So just to be clear, this is my hypotenuse, right? So we're going to call here A, we're going to call here B, and we're going to call here C. Right? Everybody good there? So Pythagoras' theorem states that A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. Proper thing. A squared is equal to, what did we say B was? It doesn't matter. B and C could be either or. What B would be? 11.08 plus 9.72? 9.7 squared, right? Right. So remember, if we want to find A, we need to find the square root of whatever we get when we add that. What is the square root there? Square root. 216 point. Right? So A would be equal to what? Which is the hypotenuse, which is PR. I'm going to put PR, not A. So PR would be equal to 14.73 meters. Somebody second this. Everybody get all these? When you do 11.08 squared plus 9.7 squared, you're getting 216.86. Make sure. Yeah? And then the square root of that is 14.73. Everybody good? Right. So I'm going to read the instructions. In the diagram below, PQ is parallel to MT. All right, thank you. LRT is an isosceles triangle. If it's an isosceles triangle, right? L to R to T, it means that this side and this side are equal. Everybody good there? Okay? Well, that's on what we're watching. These two sides are equal, right? And SLT is a straight line. Okay? So here's some things we could get if these two lines are parallel before we even start to think of the isosceles triangle. If here is 28, what up here would be? Right. So I'm going to call that angle RLQ. So RLQ is equal to 28 degrees. And who knows the reason for that? What's the reason for that? Here's 28, right? What's the reason for that? Alternate angles are equal. Everybody good there? Right? Alternate angles are equal. This angle is equal to this angle up here. Right? Now, if I have if I have an isosceles triangle here, right? We know this angle on top here. How will we find the two base angles here? Let me put it in a different color. How will we find this angle here and this angle here? How will we find these two angles are equal, eh? Anybody knows? These base angles here, we call them. Online. How would we find the two? You're going good, right? So it will be T, L, R. That's what we're trying to find. So let me hear. You start with 28. 180. All the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So it's 180 minus 28 divided by, because the two angles will be the same. So you divide it by 2. So what will TLR be? Somebody will call that. TLR would be equal to 70. Right. So 76 degrees. Here's 76, right? Let me write it in red. Right? Now, you could do either or here, right? If you focus on this line and this line, you would see an X being formed. We have something called vertically opposite angles. So if here is X here and here's Y, X is equal to Y and are vertically opposite, right? So basically what I can say is that X is equal to 76 plus 28, which will be this whole angle here. So I'll continue the 28 coming here, right? 28 plus 76 will give me the full angle, which will be actually be the same as X. So X would be equal to 76 plus 28, which will give me what? 104 degrees. That's the value of X. I need you all to write it down. Write down vertical. So let me just read it. The diagram below shows the shape T and its image Q after a transformation, right? So this is Q, this is T. Describe fully the transformation which maps S onto Q. Anybody know what maps S onto Q? T, sorry. T onto Q. What maps T onto Q? It's a reflection, but on which line? There's a line here which we call Y is equal to X, meaning that every point on this line, the value of Y will be equal to the value of X, right? We call this line, as I said, Y is equal to X. So it's actually a reflection. So watch it. From here to here is the same, well, from here to the line, and then the line to here is the same distance. So it's like a diagonal reflection, right? So let me write what it is here fully. So the transformation, so you'll write it in the transformation formation is a reflection in the line Y is equal to X. In is a very important word here. In the line Y is equal to X when it's a reflection, right? Now, they are asking us, they said on the diagram above, draw the shape, the image, of shape T after it undergoes a translation. Translation is a slide. Don't get tapped with that word. That's a slide, right? So after it undergoes a slide by vector -1, 6. Label this image M, right? So we go in -1, 6. Anybody remember how the movement for -1, 6 would be? If the top number is negative, it means movement to the left or to the right? Movement to the left, right? Moves to left, right? One space to the left. And if it's +6, where does it move? Up or down? Up. Moves up. Right? So let's draw it and let's move it quickly. Translation. Going on pause. We move in 1 to the left. And how much up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this point coming here. Right? This point, the top point coming here. So that means the other point is 1 centimeter to the right. We can build it off that 1 point. Then it come down 2. Then how much we going across? How much you going across? 3. And you can build it right there off of that 1 point. So let me draw it. So we have boom. Right, so you're coming across here, boom. Bang. 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 Everybody good there? All right. So what is it the label is? M. M. This is M. Everybody get through this? Right here, right? Okay, so let's write down the length of the line formula. That's all I write in for you all. So length, write it in red, please. Length of a line, okay, would be equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 in brackets squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, right? And that's where you have 2 points. That's if you are given the coordinates of 2 points, right? Which will be x1, comma, y1 and x2, comma, y2, right? And this is how you find the length of the line. Come on, let's work. Let us. Okay, the length of a line. So let's work. What will be x1 from the two coordinates that were given above here? They said a rectangle PQRS has a diagonal PR where P is the point -3, 10 and R is the point 4, -4. So what will be x1 here, my children? So let's put this equal to, what will be x2? What is x2? -4, excellent. No, x2 is 4. Yeah. 4 minus what is x1? -3.
-3.
Squared plus what is y2? Y2 would be -4 minus what is y1? Y1 is 10 squared. So I'm going to write a little x1 and y1 above here because some face-to-face people looking at me confused. This is your x1, this is your y1. Everybody good there? It's the x value and the y value from the first coordinate, right? This here will be your x2, this will be your y2. Okay, you plug it into the formula. Now you have to learn this formula. It is not given, right? So let's go. This will be square root of what you get when you work out these things underneath here. This will be 49 plus what? 196, which will give me what?
245.
Oh, I get these same pieces.
Square root of 245
So I get 15.65
units. Right? Because we have no clear unit for length. All right? That's okay.
-3.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Right, let me go. Anybody need to write that? On pause. Right, so for the equation, my hint is to find the gradient, which is common m first. Right? Find the gradient of a gradient. Who does that? This question is 3 marks. This is a big question, but formula for gradient. Hit me. Gradient, which is common m, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We have y2 and y1 above. Somebody just give me what y2 and y1 are, please. -4 minus 10 over.
4 minus -3.
All right, let's work. So this will be what? -14 over +7. M would be equal to -2. Excellent. So we need to apply the formula to find the form. What is the formula to find the form? Y minus y1 is equal to m open brackets x minus x1. So we know what m is. M is equal to -2, and you could use any one of the two coordinates, right? So what we use, that's 4, and this 4, comma, -4. Let me use that one. I use the second coordinate, x1, y1, to show you all it don't make a difference. You'll get the same thing, right? So I do like, all right, that x1 and now y1. All right, so this will be x1, y1, right? So let me go. This will be y minus, what's y1? Negative 4 equals to m, which is negative 2, open bracket, x minus, what is x1? So I do negative 2 by this and negative 2 by this. So this will be y. Now this will be plus 4. Eh? Let me know a negative is a positive here. So you fling that plus 4 here. What it becomes? Y is equal to negative 2x. Negative 2 by negative 4 would be positive 8. Plus 4 becomes what when it goes to the next side? Negative 4. All right? 4. Y will be equal to negative 2x. 8 minus 4 will give me plus 4. Right? So this is the equation of PR. Everybody good there?
Yes, sir.
Equation. I want f of x minus 2. Right? So we know f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. So what am I replacing? If I want to find f of x minus 2, what am I replacing? Go ahead.
I can leave a little earlier. I can do something, but the man not reach. Remember the thing I tell you over the phone?
Yeah, you're talking about. All right, yeah, no scene. Well, that's what you're the recording.
Yeah.
All right. So we only have 15 minutes anyway. I'm replacing x with x minus 2. So I'm going to put 3 open brackets x minus 2 plus 1. Right? Everybody good there so far? Then I need to get rid of the brackets because they said simplest form, right? 3 by x and 3 by negative 2. That will give me what? 3x minus 6 plus 1. This will be equal to 3x minus 5. Everybody good there? Right. So let me do the inverse here one time. I give you all 3 simple steps to the inverse. 3, right? If I want to find the inverse, the first thing I told you all to do is write down the original function. F of x is equal to 3x plus 1, right? Okay? Now, what's the first thing I do? Replace f of x with what? I skipped that step. Okay, replace f of x with x. And then replace x with what? Y. And then I want to, then what I want to do? What I want to make the subject now? Make y the subject. So what's the first thing I'm moving here? The 1. When you carry 1 here, what you do with it? So to be x minus 1 is equal to 3y. What I need to move next if I want to make y the subject? When I carry 3 here, what do I do to it? Right? Now, the last step is to simply replace y with the inverse that we are looking for. So x minus 1 over 3 would be equal to f negative 1 of x. Right? This is how you find the inverse of f of x. Right? G of x, same thing. H of x, same thing. Right? Same procedure. Replace f of x with x. Replace x with y. Okay? 7 for the good there. Okay? Raise your hand if you did this. Sam, you did this? Very good. Sam, you did this?
Sir, I was eating. I didn't get time to finish it all.
All right, no problem. So there we go. Remember, 3x plus 2 would be 3x plus 2. 3x plus 2 squared, sorry, is 3x plus 2 multiplied by 3x plus 2. Put back the people plus 10. All right? 3x multiplied by, then 3x multiplied by, let's do that. 3x by 3x will give us how much x? Squared. 3x by 2 would be 6x. 2 by 3x and then 2 by 2. 3 by 2x will give me 6x again. And then 2 2s are plus 10. So this will be equal to 9x squared plus 6x is how much x? 4 plus 10 will be All right? Question done. 2 marks. Now we have 10 minutes still, right? We could start this now. Yeah, we have 10 minutes. Let's see if we can just do these 2 parts. They want to find the mode and the median. Come on. Look at this here. Find the mode and median. So before you even jump into that, put a little note here. Put the note. Note. Mode is the number of books. Number of books. They're not books, sorry, words. Number of words. Wait, I'll go back to blue. Number of words that occur the most. Right? And then the median is the middle number of words. Well, the middle students, I should put the middle because it's middle students number of words. Okay? So let's see if we can get these 2 done. Quick. Which number of words occurs the most?
8.
Which one has the greatest frequency? 8? That's wrong. 8 is not the answer. What's the answer?
4.
4. Somebody say 4.
Oh, my bad.
No. Which number of words have the greatest frequency? Right?
10.
All you know how this data is read, right? If I have somebody saying it, Josiah, what is that? Look, you said 5, right? How this data goes, right? Look at it. We have Mr. Morgan administered a spelling test in his class. The table below shows the number of words out of 10 each student spelled correctly. So how many students got 5 out of 10? 8. That's how you interpret this data. So you have, I'm going to go back to blue. Sorry about that. So it's like you have 5 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 5s. How many people got 6? How many students got 6 out of 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, if I ask you from the for the data shown above, state the mode, which student got which number of words did the most amount of students get correct? 5. 5 is a mode. Not 8, not 4, not 10, 5. Right? Now, median. If I want to find the middle number, right? So how many students do we have in all? We have 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. How much that is? N. N will be what 8 is. They did not give us N above. How many students do we have in all? So median from data that does not have intervals will be, your median will be equal to, let's write it here, median will be equal to N plus 1 divided by 2, right? That will be the position. This is the median position. So I'm going to put position. Median position, right? So N, how many students we have in all? Right? So let me write out everything. It will be 8 plus, writing it underneath here. It will be 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1 all over 2. Right? What we getting there? Which student we looking for? 11.5? When you work out this? Somebody second. 12th. When you add up this way again, when you add up this way again, 23 plus 1. So we're looking for the 12th person, right? Or student. 12th student you're looking for, right? You didn't add the 1. That's what you didn't do. You didn't add the 1. Right? So the 12th person. If we were doing a question with class intervals, then we wouldn't add the 1. Right? So 12, I keep putting I go to put position. It's 12 students. It's students we're talking about. So what did the 12 student get? Let me show you all how to articulate this, right? Okay, so if we deal with the first 8 students, right? The first 8 students got what out of 10? 5. You all see that here? The first 8 students got 5. The next 4 students got what? So 8 plus 6, 8 plus 4 would be what? So the 12th student actually get what? 6. This is the 12th student. This is the 12th student right here. They get 6 out of 10. So your answer here would be, so therefore, therefore your median would be equal to 6. 6 words. Correct. Right? So we'll jump into the mean. Obviously, when I come back here next week, I'll go back through 5A, right? And then we'll roll into part 2, going down the road, right?